Did you know? You didn't know I knew Douglas pretty well, huh? You didn't know I knew Douglas as my. He's probably like my closest art friend.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's great. He's a very old friend of mine.
Me and Douglas have a lot of fun. Is it still on? Can I talk about off-topic things?
Talk about everything.
It's in Berlin right now. And me and Douglas have the greatest talks.
How did you meet?
Two banks for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we met quite soon after my Whitney show
Yeah.
a year ago.
Can you talk about your Whitney show? Because the Whitney show was the opposite of the Zurich show, or even the Vienna show, which was more like an interior complexity and you immerse and then navigate. In the Whitney show, it was this sort of very frontal, almost blind.
Yeah, almost completely. No objects.
No objects,
no,
the opposite.
nothing.
Now, can you talk about the Whitney show?
The Whitney show. It's my minimalist trick in there. Maybe. I think my favorite art movement is probably.
Minimalism.
I think so. Ooh, it's a dangerous topic. Did I just reveal that?
So in the Whitney show, can you talk about the Whitney show? Because the Whitney show, that's the book here with the Zurich and Whitney show.
Did you see my Whitney show?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw lots of your shows. Yeah, I saw the
You
Whitney
did?
show and yeah.
Oh, thank you.
But can you talk about the Whitney show? Was more in the realm of a sort of a radical gallery dress show. It was somehow, when Yves Klein had the empty gallery and then Anna had the full gallery.
Of course, yeah, and Anna has
the
it.
blinding gallery.
Yeah,
So
the blinding gallery.
I would say it's
Yeah.
sort of. Douglas, it's me. I hope you're well. Lots of love.
Hello.
Here's a surprise.
Hi Douglas, it's Hans and Terence Koh. We love you. Call us back. Bye. Call us back. He's 6 hours ahead.
Oh yes, a bit early there.
He's in Berlin.
Probably sleeping.
No, even not Douglas.
Never sleeps.
Yeah. No, me and Douglas. This week we met for my Whitney show. How did I think about it? As I do our shows, I walked around in the Whitney space
Yeah.
and walked around there, and thought what would I do? Because it was my first solo in New York, and which is it's pretty scary in a sense to do a first solo, and people are expecting me to do something baroque and stuff. But how did it come out? I can't explain this. I just came out. It's just like I want to do like the brightest light possible in an all-white room, in the Whitney show. And there's two elements in Whitney show. A lot of people forget. Like besides the white room, there's a LED ball itself, in it, which is hidden in the corner, itself between this white light. And the thing with the catalog is you actually never see the show itself because it had to be, as you know, for museums, on the same day as the opening itself.
But it was really a sort of a radical gallery dress shot. It was one dress shot, and it wasn't.
It was, and I loved the New York Times.
Yeah.
The New York Times, Holland Carter. There was a lot of negative criticism about it and stuff. It's called the one-liner by Michael Kimmerlin and stuff. And I don't think about this, but Holland Carter wrote it, and I never thought of it before. Holland Carter mentioned that my Whitney show was like a bright light. It turned on. It bled out its energy in full force, and then turned off like life itself.
So it was life and death.
It was life and death. I think about a lot of death before. I mean, I killed myself for a show before.
Which show?
Which in my first solo at Perez Projects in Berlin, I did my own tombstone, and it was made of marzipan. It was Terence Koh, 1978 to 2007.
So to die for art.
Yeah, to die for art. To die for art, and then that was my and then I killed myself, and then to go back really quickly to my Leon show, which I thought about, and the title is called Love for Eternity.
Where was this?
For my Leon show, the Leon Music, that's coming up in September.
Yeah, where we do the interview for. So.
Which we're doing an interview for.
So we should talk more about Leon. What's going to happen in Leon?
What's going to happen in Leon?
Yeah.
What's going to happen is going to be the Whitney show, and it's my retrospective.
Your first retrospective?
Yeah, after 5 years.
So what will you show?
I'm going to show the Whitney piece. I'm going to show my first piece I ever did, which is called The Whole Family.
Can you tell me about it?
The Whole Family?
Yeah.
The first piece I ever did, as an art project, was at Harvey Perez in Los Angeles, and I met Brewster Bruce. And
do you have photos here of that piece? That's also here.
Is this going forever?
Cool.
I'm having a good time, but you can't really tell about this. But it's pretty much like Javier's basement,
Yeah.
and I just felt the space with like these shelves, and then on these shelves are like these objects. No, it's actually just in here. So like you go into the basement. It's like an all-white space filled with powder, and it's like maybe like 10 shelves with things on it, and an upside-down owl, a binoculars, and it's really like an inverse of a tree house, like a clubhouse. And
It's like a house within the house.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly one, I guess.
And so that's going to be also in Leon.
That's gonna be Leon, the first thing you see,
Yeah.
and then you enter into a second room. But in Leon, it's all gonna be bronze, because the first time I did it was all in wood. And in Leon, the first thing you see is like the whole family show, which is what I'm gonna do in Los Angeles again. But everything is the exact same show, but everything in bronze.
Do you see yourself in relation to that as a sculptor?
As a sculptor, do I see as myself
That's
as a sculptor?
sculpture, no?
Yeah, that's sculpture.
Yeah. Because I mean, the question of the medium, because we live, Rosalind Krauss said we live in a kind of a post-medium condition. So, artists doing like video and sculpture and painting and photography and all of these things kind of at the same time. So one could say, it's kind of like a post-medium condition of some sort, because it's no longer one medium, you use all the mediums. But then one can ask, what is within a post-medium condition, the medium? So she would say for Ed Ruscha, he used photography, he used painting. So maybe for Ed Ruscha, the medium is the car, because whatever Ed Ruscha has done has to do with the car in LA. And it's a perspective from the car.
Right.
So you're using everything, you're using sculpture and video and performance. What would be your medium in a post-medium condition?
In a post-medium condition.
For Ed Ruscha is the car, what is your medium?
My medium. Oh, such a difficult question to answer.
So we can come back to that also later.
No, I think in my medium, when it comes down to it, it's still a visual thing.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. It's a visual thing, and it exists not as an emotion. It exists not as my medium doesn't exist as something that's a thought. That doesn't exist as an idea like the Duchamp. It's like a medium, even whether it's in the internet, whether it's like this thing that comes out as light, or as an object, or as an emotion. My medium is, for the first time in history, with the internet itself, for the first time in history, even before Duchamp, even before Warhol knew about the internet, it's this central thing that is still a physical thing, that is not just ideas.
Very interesting. And so that leads us back